Definition and types of translation. The word translation can be defined as the process of converting the original or source text into text in another language. Translation is the interpretation of the meaning of the text from the source language to produce an equivalent text in the target language that communicates a similar message. There are 5 main types of translation, which are as follows. Number 1, literary translation. Literary translation refers to the translation of literary works such as stories, novels, poems, and plays. It is often considered the highest form of translation because literary translation is much more than conveying the meaning and context of documents in the source language into the target language. Number 2, software localization. In software localization, the main thing to translate is the user interface, but software localization doesn't end there. This includes error message, system message, head file, and so on. Third, commercial translation. Commercial translation is a type of translation that requires a type of translator who has specific skill such as knowledge of business jargon and the industry in which the business is located. Fourth, legal translation. Legal translation is one of the most complex translation and involves the translation of birth certificates and translation of marriage certificate, translation of contracts, agreements, notes, will, and so on. Fifth, technical translation. Technical translation involves any technical content that needs to be translated. User guide, manuals, only help text, instruction, booklets, training material, and video. Marketing material for technical areas such as manufacturing, science, or engineering. All of this comes within the technical scope of translation. Okay, next, difficulty in translation. Difficulties in translation is a text most often occur. Here are some obstacles or difficulties when translating. Number 1, different language or grammatical structures, namely clause position of words, phrase, clauses, and so on. Number 2, language pattern and styles of a particular language. Number 3, inappropriate word choice in certain contexts. Number 4, cultural words that are less easy to find in the target language. Number 5, the theme in a field are different from the theme in other fields. Number 6, the equivalence has not been found between the source language and the target language. And the last, different word concept in particular field. Okay, next, conclusion. Translation is an attempt to express the message content in the form and meaning of the source language into the target language. Constraints in translation idiom arise because of differences in language structure in each language. In the translation process, shape-shift can occur as an effort to convey SL message into SL. Idiom translation is not always converted into BSA idiom form. This happens because source language idiom or SL do not necessarily have equivalent in the form of target language idiom, and even if there are similar meaning, they are not necessarily used in the same context. Thank you.